Welcome to the podcast for G's only. For G's only. And it's for all women who's at the C-suite level. CEO. And we coming your way to share our stories in leadership. So we walking the walk, talking the talk, being the boss lady. Welcome to the C-suite, where we help build women leadership and how to be the boss lady. So welcome to the C-suite. So let's talk about being a CEO.
Hello, and welcome to She Suite's podcast with your host, Jodi Hood. This is a place where She Suite executives share and compare unfiltered realities that our male counterparts will never face. We laugh, we cry, we thrive, and we survive. Now, today, we are going to end up on a three-part series on the psychology of negotiation. And today, we only have three more little nuggets or tactics that are recommended by our guy, Mr. Kalinda. So let's jump right in. So as we are in the middle of our negotiation, there are three tactics that Kalinda suggests. One of the three, it's one, rank order the terms of a negotiation, address our relevant terms during a negotiation, and show anger and disappointment during a negotiation. Now, that last one, take with a grain of salt because I am really not feeling that one, but we'll discuss it anyway. So let's go to the first one. Rank order the terms of a negotiation. Now, you might value commissions or you may value a raise, or you may value a salary, but rank order them because those are areas where they may be priorities for you. They may be areas where your employer or the other person who's negotiating can be flexible with. So here you go. He says to rank order list. And by doing this, it's going to help you see the areas of flexibility. Again, you might have commissions while your employer might be flexible with commissions. However, according to him, he says never address the terms sequentially. Never address the terms sequentially. For example, he's saying don't resolve salary, then talk about commissions, and after commissions, then talk about vacation days. He suggests you lump everything together to maintain your bargaining power. You can concede in less important areas to receive value in more important areas. Second, address all relevant terms during a negotiation. He says that job negotiations involve more than salary. We all know that. There are other points to negotiate. And addressing all the terms with both parties, it will help you find the best deal. In negotiations, your biggest enemy is a fixed pie mentality. A fixed pie mentality. So let's talk about that a little bit. Here, consider a job negotiation. So let's say the employer offers you $110,000, but you really want $130,000. With a fixed pie, at least one party is going to have to succeed because he wants to offer 110 and you want 130. So typically what happens is both parties concede in the middle. So in this case, the middle would be what? 120,000. So you have 120,000, but that final agreement is really worse for both parties. It's not what you wanted, neither it is what the other party wanted. So here you go. If you have the right approach, the deal can be favorable to both parties. I know what you're wondering. You're wondering how. Well, let's avoid fixating on a single metric. So just say we're just not going to be fixated on the salary and just the salary alone. There are other terms that you can negotiate beyond salary. Let's think about benefits. A bargaining point could be vacation days, it could be commissions. Here's a good one. It could be, are there some days I can work from home? Or could I do the entire job from home? How about schedule raises? And there might be other perks. So if you list all the terms, your negotiation becomes more flexible. This is really relevant because so many people go into the negotiation, they start the process with just that fixed pie mentality. So in our scenario where we talked about the employers offering 110 and you want 130, but you meet in the middle at 120, here you might accept 110 if you can get some of the other perks. For instance, if you can work at home 2 days a week, or if you can have an extra 5 vacation days, or the schedule raises every 6 months instead of a year. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. So just remember to address all of the relevant terms during a negotiation and do not have that fixed pie mentality. Here's the last one. Now, I have to ponder over this one, and it really determines which side of the table you're sitting on. But this is what he says. We're going to throw it out there. Take it how you will. He says, show anger and disappointment during a negotiation. All righty. So, according to Kalinda, these little tactics that he has, he says in the later stages of the negotiation, show anger and disappointment within reason, of course. So, there is an additional benefit of disappointment. Now, you got to follow me on this one because I'm not sold all the way. But he says that most people guess that the most important outcome of a negotiation is the economic value of a deal, such as money. But there's a bigger factor: perceived performance. Now, this is what he found in, I think it was a study by Curran, Elfenbein, and Kildoff. That was in 2009. And in this study, they found that MBA graduates were more satisfied with their job, and they even stayed longer if they believed they performed well in their job negotiation. So I guess they thought that, oh my God, I did good. I bargained and bartered and I came out on top. I got everything that I wanted. That is the perceived performance. Well, how could they get that perception? Well, I guess if the other person on the other side showed a little disappointment, well, I'll have to give you the job. I mean, this is not the offer that I had in mind, but since we negotiated, I'll just have to go ahead and give in. I don't know where the anger part comes in. So this is what Kalinda says. He says that your counterpart will feel better about the deal if you show signs of disappointment. Let's think about that one for just a few more seconds. So I get the disappointment part, but I'm not sure about showing anger. And of course, there's a but, a caveat. He says that your counterpart might also develop a negative perception of you. So, if that's the case, I don't think I would show anger, maybe a little disappointment, but I would stay away from the anger. Alrighty. So, this ends our segment, our 3-part series on the psychology of negotiation. If you are just tuning in for this podcast, there are 2 prior podcasts, and I suggest that you look at them because Kalinda gives some really good tactics on negotiating. And you can find those previous podcasts on my website, shesweets.com. And you can also find them on Spotify and iHeart. Oh, and Amazon. Yeah. So yeah, just go back, check them out. They're really good. And you know what? They're also on LinkedIn. If you go on my page and you look at my previous posts, you will see all of the podcasts there. All righty, people. That brings this podcast to a close. And please plan on joining me next week. I am going to start a series on emotional intelligence. Do you know what your EQ is? Do you even know what emotional intelligence is? Well, I'm going to tell you it can make or break your work environment. And it also can help you to develop positive relationships with those you supervise or those who supervise you. So, what are you going to do? You're going to plan on joining me next week. That's the first thing. The second thing, I would like you to like me on Facebook, Jodi Hood. Connect with me on LinkedIn, Dr. Jodi Easterling Hood, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jodi Hood. So until next time, what are we going to do? My she suites and my aspiring she suites, we are going to keep walking the walk and we're going to keep talking the talk. That's what we're going to do. And we're also going to serve notice on the C suite executives. C suite men, the she suites are coming at you. Until next week.
Welcome to the podcast for G's only. For G's only. And it's for all women who's at the C-suite level. CEO. And we're coming your way to share our stories in leadership. So we walking the walk, talking the talk, being the boss lady.